I love talking about how to cultivate lasting habit change, and this is what I work on with so many of my clients and the things that we talk about and the types of things that we implement session over session. So I think I have 5 or 6 things. I don't know how many, but I will be listing them that I think you should try implementing to cultivate healthy habits. So the first thing is to define your vision for your best health. What are you doing when you feel super healthy and strong? What would you like to be able to do? And you don't have to worry about how you're going to get there at this point, but just think about, like, okay, if I was living my very best, healthiest life, what types of things could I do? How would I look? How would I feel? Who in my life would be there with me? Okay, so that's kind of your vision for your best health. The next thing is to define what your values are. And your values essentially are your why. Why do you want to get healthy? Why is it important to you? It might be things like staying healthy so that you can play with your grandkids or your kids and run around with them and play tag, go for hikes and shoot hoops and be able to do them without worrying about A, getting hurt, B, being exhausted and too tired to keep up, being short of breath. It could be things like that. It could be because you have chronic disease that runs in your family and you want to take care of your body so that you don't end up like your grandpa or your dad who had a heart attack at age 55. It could be things like that, or it could be because you truly believe your body is a temple, and when you are functioning well, you're better able to serve other people and therefore serve the Lord more wholeheartedly. So your values are you're gonna dive in deep as to why do you want to get healthier and why are you implementing these healthy habits. Your values and your vision will become your why that will fuel you when things start to get tough, because habit change is hard. Our brain is hardwired for it to be difficult because we have our neural pathways that are created when we have habits in place. It makes things become super easy and that we don't have to think about doing them. So, for example, brushing your teeth. Awesome that that became a habit for us because we're not thinking about how to move our hand and where to go in our mouth and what teeth we need to get and how to put toothpaste on the toothbrush. We just do it, which is a blessing and is so cool to think about the way the Lord created our brains. But in the same sense, as hardwired that habit is into our brain, the same kind of goes for those unhealthy bad habits. They take time and they're hard to break, but when you have your vision for your best health and your values and your why, that's setting yourself up for success. And it's also encouraging to remember once that habit is hardwired into place, it's going to be hard to break again. So it's definitely worth your time. Okay, so vision, values. Third, find accountability. Find people in your life who you can say, hey, will you will you check in with me next Saturday and send me a text and ask how my exercise went for the week? Maybe that's a close friend, a parent, a sibling, a spouse, whoever it is. Tell them what your goals are and ask them to hold you accountable. And if you're someone that needs to be told to back off a little bit because you become perfectionistic in it, make sure you tell that person about yourself. Say, hey, if you see that I'm going to kind of start falling in this direction, call me out on it. Or if you're someone, on the other hand, who can fall into laziness and make up excuses, make sure that person offers you some tough love and says, hey, you're not doing what you said you were going to do. You want this. You want it for these reasons. You got to go do it. So make sure you find someone who understands your personality type and be willing to tell them what type of feedback you need to stay accountable. Okay, so vision, values, accountability. Okay, fourth, write your goals down. Make them a far out goal, so maybe 3 or 6 months, and write it down in a place that you will see daily, and then work your way back from there. Start by implementing small action steps that you can do week by week. So let's say your 3-month goal is to work out 5 days a week. Okay, well, we're not just going to wake up one day and start working out 5 days a week if we haven't worked out at all. Maybe your first action step for 1 week should be get tennis shoes, define what working out looks like to you and what workout program you're going to do, and figure out where you're going to do it. That's a lot of things to be doing in 1 week, so you got to take it small. So that could be your week 1, and then your week 2 could be work out 1 time a week. and then slowly add up to where you're working out 5 times a week. When we start small, it's easier for our brain to keep up with this new pace and also makes it feel way less overwhelming. Okay, so we have vision, values, accountability, writing your goals down in a place that you will see often, and creating action steps to go along with them. And then the last thing I'm going to say is just talk a little bit about habit change. So this is I'm going to share a diagram also next to this video, but this diagram is from James Clear. He wrote Atomic Habits, which I highly recommend you guys reading. And basically it talks about the habit loop, which you have to have a cue, which is your first part of creating a good habit, a craving, and then a response to the craving, and then a reward to create a healthy habit. And so your cue, for example, is to make it obvious. So for example, you want to start working out. Make it obvious. Lay out your workout clothes the night before so that when you see it, that's your cue. I gotta go work out. Okay, your craving. Make it attractive. Find a way to enjoy it and get excited about it. So maybe you're doing a workout. How are you gonna think about, let me think. Sorry, I didn't think about this far into it. But let's say you are gonna do it with a friend. So it's feeling kind of like attractive and you know how it's gonna change your body. So that's making you kind of wanna do it. You know the endorphins that you're gonna get from working out. That gives you the craving to work out. Okay, and then you go down to the response aspect of it. So make it easy. Define what you're gonna do for your workout. Don't wait till you get to the gym or till you decide to go work out to figure out what you're gonna do. Find a workout program, get a personal trainer, go to a class, something, follow the workouts that I post on Instagram. Find something to make it easy for yourself to get it done. And then lastly, the reward. Make it satisfying. So find a way to reward yourself after you do something hard, whether it's something little like, okay, I just did my workout and I'm gonna sit down on the couch for 5 minutes in silence and drink my coffee. Like that's an awesome reward to start working out. Or maybe it's once you reach your huge 3-month goal, you decide to go get a pedicure or a manicure or massage or something like that to reward yourself for all the hard work that you've done. So that's how I create lasting healthy habits, and we dive into that way more in health coaching. I know that was kind of a long-winded answer, but I hope that was helpful.